I mean, it sounds like someone is stepping on a box of cereal or something is broken. Got a really special treat today. Josh is detailing a car that I think we all kind of want to get a closer look at. So let's go take a look. There's some other cool stuff that we will definitely be taking a look at sometime soon, but here it is. This right here is the 2020 C8 Corvette. Heck, this might be the only cool thing that actually happened in 2020. And it looks really sweet in this gorgeous orange paint. It has like a pearlescent shine to it. That's probably never gonna show up on camera, but trust me, it just pops when you see it in person. There are some really cool things about this car, and there's some really quirky and interesting stuff as well, so we're gonna take a look around it. This is one of the features I really like about this. I like how this kind of eyelash feature goes right across these black vents. I think it looks really cool. Now this is something kind of unique about this particular car. Most of the ones that I've seen have this accent piece here painted in black or in a black color. This one is body color. I kind of like the actual accent being black, but on this car, it looks pretty cool, and the owner obviously loves it. And you'll notice there aren't any door handles on here. The button is actually right under here. And you just click it and the door opens. And on these C8 Corvettes, you have to close the door. You can't just kind of let it slide in there. It takes a little bit of force to get this door to close properly. Now I have to admit, the first time I opened the frunk on one of these cars, the sound is really off-putting. I mean, it sounds like someone is stepping on a box of cereal or something is broken. But the frunk does open. And you do have a nice deep well right here to store or put packages in and that sort of stuff. By passenger car standards, obviously, there isn't a whole heck of a lot of space in here, but there actually is a real trunk as well in the back, which is really cool. For a mid-engine car, there's a surprising amount of space in one of these C8s. But yeah, the sound that this makes opening that frunk, a little on the scary side. Now the back of this car is the one piece of it that I think looks really pretty ordinary. I like how it has all this black diffuser stuff, but everything is kind of blocky and square, and I'm not quite as attracted to the back end of this car as I am to the way that the other stuff looks. It's just kind of pedestrian. And the owner of this car decided to paint these vents orange, which, I don't know. Personally, I like them in black, but it's not my car. You'll notice that the exhaust pipes have a square theme, and of course, so do the tail lights. Everything kind of has a square theme here on the back. I apologize if we're getting a little background noise. This is a shop, so there are people working in the background and noises and buzzing and heaters and that sort of stuff going on. But to open this back trunk, all you have to do is click this little button under here, and there you go. It lifts right up from here. Inside of this area, you have a nice big trunk. Supposedly you can put golf clubs in here, which apparently is a thing that guys that drive these are really interested in. And you can actually see this amazing engine. And of course, it's pretty much your standard Corvette fare. It's not terribly dissimilar to any engine that was in the C7 Corvette, which of course makes it pretty reliable, which is good. But everything that's in this area looks really clean and almost exotic, I might say. There is also an area in the trunk, you can see the top latch is here, where you can put the actual roof in the trunk, which is really cool. Now the C8 Cockpit is a pretty nice place to be. It has a square steering wheel, which seems a bit weird to me, and I'm not sure if I love that too much, but everything actually feels like they've kind of taken Corvette to the next level, which is actually pretty nice. We've got a big old screen right here, and everything in this area is basically meant for the driver alone. You have everything that you need right at your fingertips, which is pretty cool. Now, you can't get a C8 Corvette with a manual transmission, which is kind of a huge bummer. So you have your paddle shifters here, but really for me, as far as the driving experience goes, that's kind of the only disappointment. But everything in here does feel more solid and unique than any other Corvette that I've ever sat in. And that doesn't mean to say that everything feels handmade or the build quality is fantastic or amazing. But at least Chevrolet made the effort to make it a little more aesthetically pleasing and solid. And I like that. Even the hard plasticky surfaces have stitching in them, which is kind of interesting. At least they want to make it look like it's a nice leather product, which of course it's not. It's actually kind of surprising how sparse the buttons and stuff are in here. It's really just about the driving experience. There's not a lot of frill or anything like that. Everything that you really want is right here on your steering wheel with your paddle shifters and, you know, your Bluetooth and all that stuff that you can access just by your voice. You actually do have climate control buttons in here. They are all on this column right here. And other than that, it's really pretty sparse. Everything else is on this screen right here, but it's all about the driving experience, which is really cool. The other thing that I noticed about this car is compared to other Corvettes, the sill is nowhere near as obtrusive and wide as we've seen it in past cars. And that's pretty cool. I guess the next thing is, let's start it up and see what it sounds like. Now, there's nothing I would love more than to take that thing out and see what it can do on the road, but unfortunately, last night, this is what we got. A lot of snow and ice, and, well, it's just not gonna work. But I'm sure that in the future at some point we're gonna be able to check it out and see how it works. For today, I was just excited to be able to look around it and see all of the cool things about it. And if you want to see a cool video about how we completely reconditioned my Ford Mustang GT, you should check this video out right here. And if you want to see more cool cars like this, you should definitely subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you don't miss any new content. My name is Michael Fire Jr. and this is, of course, For the Love of Cars, and I'll see you in the next one.